You know the one, that blouse hanging quietly at the edge of your closet. You pass it every morning. Sometimes you even reach for it, but something always stops you. It used to be a favorite, crisp, fitted, familiar. The kind of blouse you could wear to meetings, to dinners, to places where you felt put together. But now, it doesn't feel the same. The collar feels tighter. The sleeves pinch slightly. It gaps at the bust, bunches at the waist, and clings in places your body no longer hides. You tug, you adjust, you try to make it work, because it once did, because it reminds you of who you used to be. But here's the quiet truth most women don't hear enough. You are allowed to change, and your clothes should change with you. That blouse isn't wrong. It's just a relic of another chapter. A chapter where you may have felt the need to look a certain way, to prove something, to fit into shapes designed for someone you no longer are. Now your shape is different. Your rhythm is softer, your confidence is quieter, but deeper, wider, rooted. Fashion after 60 isn't about erasing the past, it's about honoring the present. That blouse, it was right for then. But you, my dear, are right for now. Letting go of clothing that no longer fits isn't giving up. It's an act of self-respect, of clarity, of grace. It's saying, I'm no longer dressing for who I used to be. I'm choosing pieces that celebrate me as I am, today. This video is not about judgment. It's about illumination. We'll explore 9 blouses that may no longer serve you, not because you failed them, but because you've outgrown them. And for each one, we'll offer a beautiful alternative, something softer, more fluid, more aligned with the life you live now. No squeezing, no pulling, no performing. Just ease, just elegance, just you reflected back in every fold and every seam. So take a deep breath. Open your heart, not just your closet. Because what's waiting for you isn't just a new blouse, it's a new permission to feel beautiful, comfortable, and completely yourself. Let's begin this journey, not of replacing, but of reclaiming. You're not getting rid of the past, you're making space for who you are becoming, and that is always worth it. Let's meet blouse number 1. Let's begin with a blouse that once made you feel sharp, capable, in control. The ultra-fitted button-up, you know the one. Crisp collar, darted sides, a tailored shape that hugged every curve. It felt powerful, precise, like armor for the world. But now it feels different, less like confidence, more like constraint. It pulls across the chest. Buttons strain in silent protest. The fabric gaps in places it never used to. You catch your reflection, and instead of seeing ease, you see adjustment. You're tugging the hem, you're flattening the seams, you're checking, fixing, fidgeting. And here's the thing, it's not you, it's not your body, it's the blouse. Bodies change. That's not failure, that's life. Your midsection may soften, your shoulders may slope, your posture may shift, but none of that should make you feel less beautiful, less comfortable, less deserving of clothing that works with you, not against you. Because after 60, style should be supportive, not punishing, fluid, not restrictive, grounded, not forced. And yet the ultra-fitted button-up asks you to stay still, stand up straighter, suck in just a little more. It doesn't celebrate your form, it resists it. So maybe it's time to let it go. Let go of the blouse that tells you to shrink, that demands you adjust, that makes you second-guess your body every time you move. In its place, welcome something softer. A blouse that drapes instead of pulls, that flows with your shape, not clings to it. One with stretch or subtle tailoring, with princess seams that gently define, with pleated backs that offer grace, not pressure. Look for fabrics that breathe, blends that move, tunics that give you room to exhale, silhouettes that skim, not squeeze. You can still love structure, but let it be kind. Let it lift you, not limit you. Because real confidence isn't built by hiding discomfort beneath stiff seams. It's built in the quiet knowing that your clothes honor your shape exactly as it is. So bless that button up. It served its time. But now you serve something greater: ease, freedom, presence. And presence, my dear, is the new power suit. It looks innocent enough, just a small sleeve, barely there, a whisper of fabric over the shoulder, the cap sleeve blouse. You've seen it everywhere. You've worn it. You may still have a few. It promises coverage. It promises polish. But for many women after 60, it rarely delivers either. Here's why. That tiny horizontal cut sits right at the widest part of the upper arm. And instead of softening, it draws a hard line. It cuts, it divides, it says, look here. And you deserve better than harsh lines. You see, the cap sleeve doesn't just shorten the arm, it interrupts the flow. It makes the shoulders seem broader. It adds width where you want grace. And most of all, it distracts from the natural beauty of your silhouette. This isn't about shame. This isn't about hiding. Your arms, they are strong. They have lifted children, carried burdens, waved with joy, held grief with quiet strength. But your blouse should support your shape, not work against it. And cap sleeves, despite their simplicity, often do just that. So let's talk about what works instead. Flutter sleeves, light, flowing, like petals over the arm. They drape softly, adding movement, not bulk. Kimono sleeves, wider, elegant, a nod to grace without restriction. Dolman sleeves, relaxed at the shoulder, tapering toward the wrist, creating ease and flow. Even a soft three-quarter sleeve can elongate the arm, draw the eye down, and balance your shape beautifully. The goal isn't to cover, it's to frame, to highlight your form in the gentlest way possible. Avoid sleeves that stop mid-arm with no purpose. Avoid tight seams that press into the bicep. Instead, choose sleeves that move with you, that catch the breeze, that feel like freedom wrapped in fabric. Because your arms aren't the problem. They never were. But the wrong sleeve can make you feel like they are. And that feeling, that shrinking, has no place in this chapter. You deserve clothes that lift you, and that soften you, that reflect the beauty you carry in every movement. So the next time you reach for that cap sleeve blouse, pause. Ask yourself, does this honor my shape? Does this reflect my softness? Does this move the way I move now? And if not, let it go. There are sleeves out there waiting to embrace you as you are, not to fix, not to hide, but simply to celebrate. We've all owned one, the blouse with the loud print, tropical leaves, flashing florals, polka dots the size of quarters. Maybe it made you smile once. Maybe it felt bold, playful, even young. It said, look at me. And for a time, you did. But somewhere along the way, that print stopped speaking for you and started speaking over you. Here's the quiet truth. As we grow, our style evolves, our eyes shift, our energy softens, our presence deepens. We no longer need to shout with fabric. We don't have to wear color like armor. We don't need a blouse to do the talking. Because now, your face speaks volumes, your silence carries weight, your movement tells a story that's richer than any pattern. The problem with loud, dated prints isn't that they're colorful, it's that they pull attention away from you. They anchor you to another era, a version of yourself that maybe you've outgrown. When a blouse wears you instead of you wearing it, something is off. It can make your look feel heavy, distracting, out of rhythm with the woman you are now. You're not stuck in the past, so why dress like you still live there? That doesn't mean you must let go of all prints. Far from it. Prints can still be soulful, chic, modern, but now they should whisper, not shout. Try this instead. Watercolor florals, brushed across soft fabric like art. Tone-on-tone patterns that add depth without noise. Geometric shapes in natural hues, bringing structure without severity. Soft stripes, abstract textures, botanicals in faded sage, dusty rose, deep indigo. These prints won't overpower, they will enhance, they will lift. They will frame your face, not steal focus from it. Avoid neons, avoid clashing chaos, avoid prints that look like they belong on a beach towel from the 1980s. Instead, embrace the elegance of restraint. Let the fabric reflect how you feel now. Rooted, refined, radiant in quiet ways. Because true presence doesn't need to be loud. It needs to be true. So next time you reach for that bold print blouse out of habit or nostalgia, ask yourself, does this reflect who I've become? Or who I was 20 years ago? And if the answer feels uncertain, let it go. Because your beauty has only grown, and your style should grow with it. It looks lovely on the hanger, sleek, polished, maybe even elegant at first glance, but then you put it on, and within minutes, you know, something isn't right. It clings, it crackles. It makes your skin itch in places you didn't even know could itch. The synthetic blouse, often polyester, sometimes a stiff blend with no breath, no give, no grace. It might look like silk, but it doesn't feel like it, not even close. You start to sweat, but the fabric traps the heat. You feel the static build. You adjust and readjust all day long. And here's the question. When did style become something you have to suffer through? At this stage, your skin is more sensitive. Your patience is shorter. Your tolerance for anything that feels wrong has disappeared. And rightly so. Because elegance is not just what you see, it's what you feel when you wear it. There's no point in looking put together if you feel like you're coming apart underneath. The truth. Cheap fabric costs more than you think, not in money, but in energy, in distraction, in discomfort that lingers all day. So let's rethink what elegance means. It means breathing easy. It means wearing something that supports your skin, not fights it. It means stepping out the door feeling cool, comfortable, and completely yourself. What to wear instead? Natural fibers, cotton poplin, crisp yet breathable, linen blends, light, textured, cool against the skin, silk or silk cotton, luxurious, flowing, soft with every move, rayon or viscose, drapes beautifully without weight, bamboo jersey, gentle, stretchy, perfect for delicate skin. These fabrics don't just elevate your outfit, they elevate your experience. They let your body breathe. They move with you. They feel like self-respect woven into every thread. Avoid stiff synthetics that trap heat, chafe, and cling. Avoid any blouse that looks good but feels like punishment. Choose instead materials that honor your skin, your pace, your presence. Because at 60 and beyond, you've earned the right to feel at peace in your own clothes. You don't have to trade style for comfort. You can have both. You deserve both. Let the scratchy blouse go. Thank it for its service. Then pass it on. There is no elegance in discomfort, and no need to settle for less when softness is waiting for you on the very next hanger. We've all had one. That blouse with a sparkly butterfly, a glittery heart, a rhinestone word like fabulous or queen. Maybe it made you laugh. Maybe it reminded you of a younger version of yourself. Bold, playful, a little rebellious. Maybe you wore it because joy felt like something you could pin to your chest. Loud, bright, undeniable. But now, when you reach for it, you pause. Not because you've lost your spark, but because you've found a deeper light. Because now, your joy doesn't need sequins to be seen. It radiates from the way you move, the way you speak, the way you show up in the world. And suddenly, those glittery accents feel more like noise than celebration. Cartoon prints, novelty slogans, childish embellishments. They don't reflect the woman you've become. They reflect a version of joy that's too loud, too forced, too disconnected from your grace. This isn't about shame. You don't have to give up whimsy. You don't have to be serious. But joy can be elegant too. It can be quiet, intentional, refined. You've spent a lifetime earning your confidence. Now, your wardrobe should match it. Instead of rhinestones, try mother of pearl buttons. Instead of cartoon motifs, try subtle embroidery. Delicate vines, floral cutouts, tone-on-tone patterns that whisper joy without screaming it. Lace panels, hand-stitched textures, a small metallic thread woven into silk. These are details that feel personal, not performative. They elevate, not distract. They hold space for your presence without stealing it. Avoid blouses that mimic youth by pretending to be younger. Avoid messages written in glitter that no longer speak your truth, because you don't need to dress like a child to feel playful, and you don't need sparkle to feel alive. You already shine in your eyes, in your softness, in your story. So ask yourself, does this embellishment add to my presence or cover it? Let go of the gimmicks. It starts innocently. You're tired of tugging, tired of clingy fabric, tired of blouses that highlight what you'd rather not. So you reach for something loose, roomy, safe, the boxy blouse, no waistline, no structure, no judgment. At first, it feels like relief, like freedom. But soon, you notice something else. You feel lost in it, diminished, not smaller, just less present. Because what you gained in comfort, you lost in expression. Shapeless clothes may hide the body, but they also hide your energy, your lines, your language. They blur the silhouette. They erase the curve of your shoulder, the grace in your waist, the length of your frame. And that, dear woman, is too high a cost. Because your shape is not something to disappear, it's something to honor, to soften, not smother. You can be comfortable without being erased. You can dress with ease and still hold elegance in every step. Instead of a box, choose a flow. Tunic blouses that skim, not swallow. Wrap tops that create definition without tightness. Princess seams, subtle curves stitched with care. High-low hems that add motion. Side slits that invite breath. These pieces honor your form without clinging. They offer shape without pressure. They move with you, not around you. Avoid square cuts that fall flat. Avoid fabrics that droop without direction. Embrace structure that feels soft, lines that follow your natural rhythm. Because elegance isn't about restriction, it's about intention. You don't need to hide your beautiful reality to feel safe. You just need clothes that meet you where you are, right now. You've lived enough life to know you don't need to shrink. And you certainly don't need to disappear behind fabric that doesn't understand who you've become. So say goodbye to the curtain cuts, the tents, the boxes, and say yes to the shape you carry, not because it's perfect, but because it's yours. Let your clothes reflect the space you're meant to take up, full of grace, full of softness, full of you. It looks classic, crisp collar, buttoned high, tailored to perfection, on the hanger. You slip it on, and suddenly your neck feels trapped, your jawline more pronounced, your breath a little tighter, the high neck blouse, once a symbol of polish, now a barrier, a box. It draws a line right across the throat. It stiffens the shoulders. It hardens what time has softened. As we age, our neck changes. The skin thins, the muscles ease, the angles become gentler. A stiff collar doesn't honor that. It resists it. It frames the face with pressure, not presence. And presence is what you deserve. You don't need to hide your neckline to feel elegant. You don't need fabric to shield what age has shaped so beautifully. You need softness, space, openness. Try this instead. V-necks that elongate, scoop necks that lift the face, notch collars with quiet structure, boat necks that stretch gently from shoulder to shoulder, cowl necks that drape without demand. These styles don't force, they invite. They highlight the grace in your collarbones, the warmth in your gaze. They draw the eye upward to your smile, your spirit, your spark. Avoid tight collars that pinch, that press, that ask your body to pretend it hasn't changed. Avoid fabrics that stand rigid when you have already learned how to bend, how to flow. Let your neckline breathe. Let your blouse echo your calm. Let it frame your softness without apology. Because elegance at this stage isn't found in a high button. It's found in how you carry yourself when nothing is holding you in. You've earned every curve of your neckline, every inch of grace that now lives in the tilt of your chin. So unbutton, unfold, unclench. Say goodbye to the blouse that makes you feel boxed in, and say yes to the ones that let your presence rise, not with force, but with flow, with air, with ease, with freedom. Because your elegance was never in the collar, it was always in you. It's light as air, delicate, transparent, like something that belongs in a breeze instead of a closet. You hold it up. Admire the way it floats, the way it promises freedom, femininity, a touch of magic. But then, you put it on, and suddenly you're tugging, checking, wondering what's visible and what's not. The sheer blouse, so lovely in theory, so tricky in practice, because at a certain age, confidence isn't about showing more, it's about choosing what to show and how. Sheer fabrics can be graceful, but when they're too bare, too unanchored, they cross a line from ethereal to exposed. And exposure isn't the same as expression. You don't need to reveal everything to feel radiant. You don't have to layer anxiety under something that's meant to feel light. The problem isn't the fabric, it's the absence of intention. When a blouse leaves you uncertain, distracted, or constantly adjusting, it's not fashion, it's frustration. But sheer can still work when it's done with care. Semi-sheer sleeves that flutter without bearing too much. Double-layered chiffon that moves like a sigh but conceals with grace. Silk with lining, lace with structure. Sheer overlays on solid underlayers. All of it whispering elegance instead of asking you to explain yourself. And if you love that translucent touch, layer it with a matching camisole. A nude-toned slip, a second skin that lets you move without worry. Avoid blouses that leave you guessing. Can they see too much? Do I feel too bare? Is this still me? Avoid sheer that feels like performance instead of peace. Embrace fabrics that honor your skin without displaying it like glass. Let beauty be layered. Let mystery meet comfort. Because maturity doesn't mean modesty. It means mastery of your image, your message, your boundaries. You can still feel light, still feel feminine, still feel free. But you don't need to compromise confidence to do it. And so bless the sheer blouse that almost made it. Thank it for reminding you how far you've come. Then choose one that feels like you, strong and soft, visible and protected, airy but grounded. That's the kind of elegance no one sees through. It's in every store window, the hot new cut, the color of the season, the must-have blouse that fashion says you need, off the shoulder, cut-out sides, oversized puff sleeves, cropped hem, loud logos. And for a moment you wonder, should I try it? Will it make me feel relevant again? Will it bring back that edge I used to wear so easily? But here's the quiet truth. You don't need to dress like someone half your age to feel whole. You don't need to borrow youth to prove you're still alive, because chasing trends often leads to losing yourself. Trendy blouses may look fresh on the rack, but on your body they can feel foreign, like wearing someone else's story. And when you dress in something that doesn't match your spirit, it shows. The blouse tugs, the mirror hesitates, and deep down, you feel a little less like you. Trends move fast, but elegance is still. It's steady, rooted, intentional. You don't need fashion to catch up to you. You've surpassed it. Instead of trend chasing, try this. Updated classics with subtle surprises, a blouse with a sculpted sleeve, a soft asymmetrical hem, a touch of modern color in a timeless cut. Choose one striking detail, not 10. A neckline that flatters, a texture that feels rich, a silhouette that breathes but still speaks with purpose. These are the pieces that whisper style instead of shouting it. Avoid the blouse that feels like a costume. Avoid the one that tries too hard, the one that asks, "Do I look young enough?" instead of, "Do I feel like me?" Because that's the question that matters now. At 60 and beyond, your wardrobe should not compete with fast fashion. It should rise above it. You are not a trend. You are a legacy. So let your clothes reflect that. Let them carry the wisdom in your smile, the depth in your posture, the stillness you've earned through every year lived. You don't need approval from magazines. You need resonance with yourself. So say goodbye to the blouse that never quite felt right, and choose instead what grounds you, what reflects you, what fits your soul just as much as your body, because timeless has nothing to do with age and everything to do with truth. By now, you've walked through 10 blouses, each one a chapter from another time. Some made you feel strong, some made you feel hidden, some whispered a version of you that no longer fits who you are today. This wasn't just about fashion. It never is. It was about reflection. It was about release. It was about standing in front of your closet and asking, "Does this still honor me?" Because every piece of clothing holds a story, but not every story needs to be worn again. At 60 and beyond, you are not starting over. You are refining, sharpening, softening, becoming. And style. Style is simply the language your body speaks when you walk through the world without apology. You no longer dress to impress the room. You dress to align with your essence, to feel like home in your own skin. You've earned that, not with money, but with years of showing up, of starting over, of learning what comfort means and what confidence really looks like. You don't need tight collars, loud slogans, or glittered butterflies to feel seen. What you need is a blouse that fits your rhythm, a cut that follows your grace, a fabric that breathes with your skin. This is your time to wear softness without shrinking, to choose elegance without effort, to dress each morning as the woman you've worked so beautifully to become. So let go of the blouses that clung to a version of you that no longer leads, and open the door to a wardrobe that walks beside you, not ahead of you, not behind you, but right here in this chapter. Because style after 60 is not a retreat, it's a reclaiming of your beauty, of your voice, of your space. So take a breath, stand tall, and begin again, not from scratch, but from strength. You've already done the hardest work, becoming yourself. Now let your clothes catch up. If this message spoke to you, share your thoughts below. Tell us which blouse you finally let go of, and which new one you can't wait to wear. Give this video a like if you believe that style only gets better with age. And don't forget to subscribe for more confidence-boosting, age-positive fashion inspiration created just for women like you. Because the most beautiful thing a woman can wear is the truth of who she is, told in color, in texture, in movement, and in joy.